Hey guys, we've gotten some questions from some folks occasionally on various things about the chest rigs. So I wanted to kind of go over a few things and hopefully try to answer a few questions and make these a little simpler for everybody. This is our standard Minuteman chest rig, obviously. This one's an AR rig. On the sides, you can see I've got two tactical tailor pouches on here, and it's still got 1/3 row of webbing left right here to use. So just to give you kind of an idea of how big of a pouch you can fit on the sides or not fit on the sides. Secondly, on the shoulder harness, we run these reverse tri-glides to keep it low profile so that when it's on your body you don't have any interference when you're shouldering your rifle, that sort of thing. It's going to come with an elastic band around this part right here. That's to keep loose webbing from flopping around. Now, this is my personal rig. I like to run my rig really high on the chest, so I've got this cinched just about all the way down. You can take that retaining band off if you don't want it on there, and then just leave the webbing loose. It's going to stay against your chest anyway. Or if you want to adjust it out, then you just leave the retaining band on there, and that'll keep your webbing from bowing up and flopping around. Same on the back. You've got your retaining bands back here just to keep this from being loose and flopping around all over the place. Pretty self-explanatory on adjusting that. And then again on the lumbar strap, same deal there. Just adjust those when you need to, and if you have to, run the ends underneath each other and then put the bands over it. It'll keep everything from coming loose and flopping around on you. Just keep in mind with this rig and the way we designed it, it's meant to be worn as a chest rig and not a stomach rig. That means it's designed to be up high on the chest, not way down here on your stomach. Now, if that's where you want to run it at, that's, you know, hey, knock yourself out. But just keep in mind, as it was designed to be worn up high. So it may or may not fit or work quite as well down low as it does up higher on your chest. Also, when it's higher up on your chest, you've got more freedom of movement around your waist. You don't have any interference with anything on your belt line if you choose to wear one, and it makes maneuvering around a little bit easier, and it also keeps the rig more stable. You want to keep it good and snug onto you. You don't want to cut off the circulation or anything, but you know, snug the straps down so you can move around. It shouldn't bounce or jump too bad and flop around. It's going to be a lot more comfortable that way. And when you go to get your mags are going to come out a lot easier and not lift the rig up whenever you try to undo the flap. That's part of the retention, is that flap pulling on everything. So with it strapped down, the rig doesn't move whenever you go to undo your flap. Speaking of the flaps, don't make it more complicated than it is. There really is nothing to it. You just simply grab it and pull it. That's all you got to do. Some people grab it and try to pull down on it and up. Some want to pull straight out. You know, all those ways will work, but all you have to do is simply grab it and pull straight up. That's all you have to do. That simple. It's not going to come out. Same thing for using the admin pouch in the back. You're doing your admin reloads. The tab that's sticking up, you just kind of catch it on the tab right there with your mag, and then just push it in. It may bow a little bit, but it's kind of self-guiding with that tab back there. As you can see, again, it's right there. Just hit your mag on that tab. Just aim for the center of your chest and then drive it in. Your mag's right there behind you. Easy to still get to if you need it. Same with getting them in. Some of the pouches may be a little bit snug when you first get it and put your mags in there. Just make sure you get the mag seated all the way in the bottom of the pouch, and then take the tab, and as you're putting it in, curl it just a little bit with your finger, and it'll make it a little easier. Take your thumb, put your thumb right here on the back of the tab, and your index finger on the tab itself, almost like you're trying to pinch the two between each other. Then all you do, feel with the tip of your finger where the tunnel's at right there, and then just simply take the tip of your finger and roll it while pushing at the same time. It'll lock right up in there. If the mag's kind of tight with the flap closed, with with a little bit of use and the mags left in there, it'll loosen up a little bit and won't be quite as tight to get down. We try to keep an eye on that. We check all of them before we ship them out to make sure they're not too tight or anything. But you want it a little snug because that's part of what helps, you know, retain the magazine. A little bit of loose play is okay, which obviously, for example, with the AR rig, these are all sized for P-mags. Put a metal GI mag in there, it's going to be a little bit looser, but it's still going to retain itself just fine. So just keep that in mind whenever you're trying to close the tab up on the pouch. Hopefully that answers most of your questions. The daisy chain on top, I'm thinking about that. If you're wearing a hydration bladder of some kind, you can use, there's all kind of different attachments that you can use to put on here to attach your hydration hose so it's not flopping around everywhere. If you need some ideas on that, just shoot us an email and we can give you some good options and sources on that. So again, this is just our Minuteman chest rig. I wanted to go over those few things. Hope that answers some folks' questions. Appreciate all the orders and all the business. If anybody does still have any questions that I missed and didn't get to, just feel free to shoot us an email and we'll try to answer them as best we can. Thanks, guys.